Welcome to Garage Beers. I am Mike. If you don't know me, you should check out some of my other videos. Today's video is going to look a little different than those, though. I'm trying to be a little bit better. Got some new lighting, new cameras, a microphone. You can let me know what you think of this stuff. I also have a 914 behind me, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today. I want to tell you a little bit about the history, the trials and tribulations I've gone through to get this thing onto the road. It's been a road. It's been a rough road. And the car is still not there. But I did drive it today. And it did leave me sitting. And I do have video of it. So you can enjoy that and laugh at me in a little bit. But for now, grab a cold one. And let's talk about some cars. So I want to start off with thanking all my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I hope you like it. Please let me know of things I can do better for you. I want to start with talking about 914s though, and what makes them so great and so collectible. They're appreciating in the collector car market for a very good reason. They're simple, they're a very pure driving experience, and they're good for a DIYer. The bad is that they like to rust. Make sure if you are in the market for a 914, please do your research. Check them thoroughly. Check the hell hole. Google that if you don't know what that is. The longitudinals. Google them if you don't know what they are. And make sure you're checking this car out thoroughly. They are notorious for being rusty. And a lot of people are very good at covering up things like that. And you need to be aware and do your due diligence. And they can be very rewarding if you buy the right car. An $800 one might not be the right car. But the driving experience is very pure, and the steering feel is very light. The power to weight ratio is adequate, as Rolls-Royce would say. And you're looking at a 1.7, a 1.8, or a 2 liter, depending on years and models. Mine is, this particular one's a 2 liter. The 2 liters are a little bit different. Their headwork mostly is where a lot of that is. A little bit bigger bore. Headwork's a little bit different. So when it comes back to my own personal vehicle, how I got this car was I was a young man. I wasn't quite in college yet. And I found this in what we call the bulletin board here in Morgantown, West Virginia. And I got excited. You know, if there's an $800 Porsche, that's got to be awesome, right? It's an $800 Porsche. At the time, 914s really weren't worth anything. Nobody wanted them. They were the bastard cars. To a degree, they still are. They're still underappreciated. They're being more appreciated now. And they're appreciating. But I wanted the Porsche. Who doesn't? And my dad said, well, we'll go look at it. We run up to Morgantown. Take a look at this car that is in complete shambles. Boxes everywhere. Body it was yellow. It was mostly stripped down except for apparently where they bondoed, and they knew there was bondo. They didn't strip that area down. But the car was rough, but looked to be complete. So I wanted to buy it. My dad was a little wiser than me, and he said, you know, you don't really have a place for this. I'll buy it. We'll take it to my garage, and I'll keep it there. So, of course, I thought, oh, well, crap, I just got screwed out of my car. But 8 years later, I graduated, 7 or 8, I don't remember. Years later, I graduated from college. He gave it to me as a graduation gift, and it had the body and paint done on it, which was awesome. And I spent the next 2 or 3 years putting the car together out of boxes, not knowing a daggone thing about the car. It had some manuals, 914 World. There's a couple other 914 websites that I went on and researched everything. The bumpers came off of a car in Georgia, I think. I can't remember. A guy I knew from a car club I was in found them in a junkyard, and I was able to. He went and pulled them and sold them to me really cheap. Sent them up to me, so that was awesome. And because it is a 75. 75 is a big bumper car. And now it's a small bumper. I backdated it to 74. And did a lot of other things on it. put the original engine back in. I got it running, and it ran great. Put it back in the car, and didn't do anything else to it. Dual carbs, and that was it. We drove it around for a little while. Got to go to some car shows. My daughter and my niece got to get my award at my first car show. Actually, the only car show this car's ever technically been in. And so they got that award for me. I got a picture of that too. But we were on our way to another car meet in Charleston. And on the way back, it decided to puke its guts out by having a massive amount of blow-by come through the breather and up the back glass. And I was losing so much oil. I don't know how we made it home. Just kept dumping oil in it. So anyway, I had to find somebody to rebuild this engine for me. The guy that decided to take on the job actually reached out to me and told me to do a good job, do it cheap, and he knew these Type 4 engines. So I sent it up to him in DC. And I'm sure his heart was in the right place, but the job that I got was less than stellar. And I can tell the man knew his stuff, though. He knows engines. He knows engine work. He just didn't quite, I don't know if it's personal issues or what, but never quite followed through on what he said. So it took about a year for that first engine to get built and me chasing him and everything else. I get the car. It had been sitting outside when it was supposed to be in a garage, under tarps, and it blistered the paint on the car. So that ruined my paint job, which is a bit of a heartbreaker. But I got the car home. He didn't even have the car running when I got there to pick it up. But I had to come home. So I bring it home, get the car running. Timing was way off. Fuel mixtures just really bad. And got it running. Within the first 5 seconds, it started knocking like crazy. Turns out that the fan had worked its way off of the crank and chewed up the end of the crank because he didn't have it torqued down. So he built me another engine. And now this is a 2240 or 2250 something stroker. Did not cheap out. It's JE forged internals. It's got a forged crank, forged stroker crank. You know, anything I needed to do, I did. I had the heads rebuilt by Anchor Atlantic out in New Jersey, and you know, a lot of work, a lot of money. Didn't cheap out on it. And the second engine, again, didn't run when I got it, and it took a lot of work to get it running. Never could get it running correctly. So I took it up to the fellows up at Translog in York, PA. If I have to recommend a shop and you're on the East Coast, I'm going to recommend Translog. They did a stellar job. Call Tony. I mean, they really did. They did a stellar job. Now, make sure your pockets are a little deeper than mine, though, because I was a little shell-shocked. But they did. You get what you pay for. And I paid for it, but I got it. So keep that in your mind. If you need some good air-cooled work done, go to them. If you're anywhere around, go to them. I would recommend them highly. I got my car back, probably about a week ago, week and a half ago. And I drove it a little bit up there, and I was shocked at how good it ran. All the oil leaks are fixed, and it feels like it should have from the start. Today I got to drive it a little further, and I do have some video. I'll throw in a clip of that. Ran out of fuel. Guess I probably shouldn't have hammered the throttle coming out of my driveway, but it was fun. There's the rescue vehicle coming to save us. My wife that's so patient and loving. It didn't go great. Well, I forgot to put gas in it, y'all. I forgot to put gas in it. Cars need gas. I forgot to put gas in it, so It made it about half a mile, and then I ran out of gas. So that happened, but the car ran awesome. I did drive it around a little more today, and it was great. It ran great. So if my future plans for the car is just basically to be a driver. That's all I ever wanted from it. That's what I wanted to do. And I think it's going to be a great driver. It's never going to be a show car. It's never going to be perfect, but I want it to be a good driver because I want to focus on other things. I need to focus on this Carmen Ghia that's up behind me. I'm going to get it blasted here in a couple weeks, hopefully, and finish the body work on the metal work. Because when it goes out to paint, we get to do what most of you are here for. Most of you are here because of that 911. And I haven't been able to do anything. I do have floor pans. My wife got them for me. She's behind the camera. But my wife got me floor pans for my birthday. So I do have those. I need suspension pan. Also, while I'm on this subject, if you have any suggestions for a place that can do the suspension pan reasonably, please drop them in the comments. I did speak to Translog about it. My pockets just aren't deep enough for them, unfortunately. I know they would do an amazing job. I just can't afford them. So if you have any suggestions of somebody to do the suspension pan on it, I know you can buy the jig. It makes me a little nervous. Where your suspension locates, that stuff needs to be completely right. And that part makes me nervous. I'll do the rest. But the way you can help me is by subscribing, having your friends subscribe, watch my videos. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so I can monetize the channel and maybe start helping build that car, because parts are very expensive and I would appreciate any help. So for now, I appreciate you coming by and checking it out. Let me know what you think about the new format. If you like it, you hate it. Hopefully you like it because I spent some money doing it. So I'll catch you next time. We're outtakes. I look fat. Am I going to look fat?
You do that.
Oh, if I do that, I look fat?
We can, like, you know.
I mean, if I do that, I look fat. Alright, should I start off with finger guns? Take two. You gotta. Interestingly enough, welcome to Garage Beers. Do that. Take three. Okay, now just keep rolling. I'm trying this out today, and I want your feedback. Words. Let's talk about some cars. That's solid. You don't see that part. I f***ing ranted about that, didn't I? That was a rant.